how do you turn the cool thing you built into something that can put food on the table?
Right.
These days in the sort of the desktop Linux world, if you're going to be a desktop programmer in the Linux world,
it's got to be an act of love.
It's got to be an act of love. You have to take a vow of poverty.
Right.
And I would sure love to see more things out there be, fully supported. Real people spending all their time working at them, and across all these different platforms. I mean, it's just barely possible to do one narrow one as a labor of love. But all those numbers up there are just amazing. How do you get to them?
I think, over the past few years, James and I have definitely looked at content on the web or looked at a new free product or a new free software asset out there and thought it would just be great if these folks had a revenue stream. Because then, rather than being two guys in Eastern Europe doing this amazing thing, they could be, 10 folks across the world actually putting food on the table and actually continuing to invest in building their community and continuing to innovate.
Right. So many of these things aren't advancing as fast as they could because they are a labor of love.
And now one of the biggest challenges that we obviously know well in terms of getting access to the market is just raw distribution.
Right.
And we created a somewhat head-turning relationship a few years ago with a small search company down in, I think they're in Mountain View, Google, something like that.
Yeah.
And then last year, I think we turned even more heads and created a relationship with, who was it?
I think they were a little further north.
A little further north, right. And these were two companies, Google and Microsoft, that obviously understood the value of distribution, and frankly were blown away by the scale of Java distribution. So much so that they ended up creating a revenue stream for Sun to pay us to get access to that distribution. So one of our challenges was thinking about, well, how do we generalize that?
Right, and so we've of course built a store. Building stores seems to be kind of a trend these days. I mean, it is a little odd. I mean, we've actually been building Java app stores for nearly a decade.
Yes.
We've never actually deployed one ourselves, but various of our customers who we've worked with have done them. Probably the earliest was NTT Docomo.
Yes.
And their success with their app store has just been staggering.
Right. They make some good money. So you showed me a demo about a year ago. You sent me a little secret word and allowed me to log into a website. What was that demo all about?
Yeah, so we built our first prototype store like a year ago. We're actually thinking about showing it at Java 1 last year. Thought better of it. Not sure whether that was the right thing to do, but now we're back with something that's not a prototype, but actually real engineers, as opposed to me just slapping crap together.
Right. Instead of an act of love, this actually was the byproduct of day jobs.
Yes.
So what we are actually unveiling today, and what we've been talking about now and for actually a few weeks, is we have created a storefront for the Java platform. The objective of the storefront is very simple. It's to give the whole Java community access to the distribution that we've all built out.
Right.
And this is to give an individual developer who's got a great idea and access to 1 billion consumers.
Right. So the beta of the store is out today. You can either go to store.java.com to see the consumer side of it. Or if you want to do the developer side of it, there's java.sun.com/warehouse. Click on the developer button. You can become a developer and submit stuff into the store. Right now, if you look at the store, there's no cash register. It's kind of odd to call it a store with no cash register. In the prototype that we built a year ago, we actually had 6 different ways of collecting money. It was all hooked in with PayPal, but they're all kind of different ways of doing commerce. And so while we're in the beta program, if you go to the developer website, you'll find some forums. And one of the forums is about, so how would you guys like money collection to work? I mean, we did half a dozen different prototypes. Which are the ones that should get the bulletproofing? They range from various forms of license servers to wrappers to the sort of Apple App Store, pay before you're the first download. There's a wide variety of ways to do things that have their pluses and minuses. While we're in the beta, we want to have the conversation.